There's a well-known midwife, maybe in her 60s, who speaks on a regular basis at birth conferences. And I learned from her that she was planning to go to this birth conference a couple years ago. And for the first time ever, the coordinators of the conference said, "Oh, send us your speech." And she thought, "Oh, that's odd. I'm always invited. Oh, sure, here's my speech." They responded and said, "You have to remove every single reference to the word mother and to the word breast and to the word woman. You have to replace them with what I call neutered terms. We're removing gender from it. I don't call those inclusive terms. Childbirth is inherently exclusive, whether we like it or not, it is. And we can't welcome anyone into it who's not in it. It's childbirth. It's birth. So this whole notion of pretending, I don't find to be ethical, kind, intelligent, or benefiting women or babies in any way. So then what started happening from our followers on Instagram at Down to Birth Show is women were telling us stories like, "Oh, I went to an appointment and the midwife said, 'Is your partner a sperm producer?'" And they were encountering on occasion the term uterus haver. And they're consistently called birth person. Even when women specifically say, "Will you please not call me that?" they still revert to birth person, which I really find ironic and interesting. And this word has become like the Voldemort term of the internet. Like, it's the word that shall not be spoken. Do not say woman. Do not say it. Because if you say it, you're being hurtful and you're being unkind. It's the word woman. It's the word breast. Now they're using the term chest feeding. Now even the CDC, and I have a few things to share on CDC. Now they're trying to replace the term breast milk with human milk. Don't say breast. Chest feeding is a lie. It isn't true. Birth person is neutering the term, and I can explain the two categories of people that can serve. But chest feeding, that's not possible. We all have chests, and we all, men and women, have breast tissue. Only breasts can feed a baby. Men cannot. Women can. And the whole notion of supporting, because of course I look at the other side. I've certainly done that before taking a strong position. I really explore the other sides of this. What is the argument for this? First of all, it is false. It's a lie. There's no such thing as chest feeding. It just doesn't exist. No one can feed a baby without breasts. But the argument goes that it's in support of the women who choose to have a baby, breastfeed their baby, the most maternal thing in the world, but they don't want to be called woman. So we are all supposed to show our support, not by educating her and giving her the information she needs on using her breasts that she's using to feed her baby. They're saying the way to support her is to go along with this, to pretend that's a chest because you want it to be a chest. You don't want to think of your body as, you want to use your breasts to do the most womanly thing in the world with them, by the way, but you don't want to think of it as a breast. How did it become our responsibility to believe that and to say it as well? And then the other argument, and this is where it gets very concerning, is for the men, and the CDC now has language supporting this, the men who wish to breastfeed babies, and they're taking non-FDA approved drugs like domperidone, which was pulled from the FDA in 2004 because it showed psychological dangers toward the women. They showed it goes into breast milk. It's a very dangerous drug, and it's illegal. And they're still saying support the person. So what about this baby now?
Yeah.
What about this baby now getting this chemical substance? How is this ethical? We're already hurting in this country. We already have high mortality rates. This doesn't seem kind, ethical, decent. But that's the argument. This is the side of everyone who's saying this is kindness.
Right. I mean, it shouldn't be about a man who wants to breastfeed. It should be about what's best for the baby. Can you talk a little bit more about what's happening there? Because we have been seeing that lately, and it seems crazy, but it is really happening where men are saying, I want to breastfeed and I can breastfeed. Look, I'm lactating. I want to feed my baby.
Yeah, I've seen at this point 2 videos on Instagram that I wish I hadn't seen because it's just so hard for me to shake. One especially of a man who was, in his bed, full makeup, full wig, full makeup, and he had a crying baby in his arm, and he was complaining that milk isn't coming out. And it's like, you're just thinking like, where did you get this baby? Who gave birth to this baby?
Yeah.
Who is applauding or supporting this? I mean, the CDC is condoning this. Why? What is that serving? Why? For whom are we doing this? It isn't for the baby. We know this.